Okay, it looks like we're live. Hello and welcome everyone to today's stream. Already some people here. I'm not quite sure how I was going to do this, so I haven't looked at any of the pieces beforehand. So we'll all be like, I'm seeing the music and we'll go on a exploration journey together. So I'm thinking I might not do some of the most famous music, like if your people already know it, it's just, and if it's difficult, it's not a big point of me trying to play it. But there are some requests that's come in that's like not very much known. It would be really fun to look at that and see a bit. Can you say in the chat if it's working? I'm always a little bit anxious about technology, and I don't want to check too much on my end. Working good, great. So I also have, I'll show you immediately now, then I'll show a list. I see what happened. Sorry, I just good. I got this scene with a word list. I forgot to add the microphone to that one. 1 second. Copy. Now we should have sound on this one too. I think. Yeah. So if you see something in this list, please type it in the chat. And if I see several people want to do something, it gets like ranked up. But then I'm thinking I will keep this list going for maybe future streams as well. There are also a lot of new requests. I'm going to start with a classical that I have played, which is Beethoven's Appassionata. And then we'll kind of have a look at the list afterwards. And I'll spend a little bit of time on each piece, not doing the whole thing, but a little bit, and we'll see kind of where we're at. So I'm gonna flip to, yeah, this tab. Here we go. Also now I'm playing from the IMSLP app on the iPad, which works a bit differently than the other app that I'm using, the mobile sheets for Android. So I'm not using this a lot, but it should work. Okay, so I'm just going to start playing. So also I'm going to do this here. So I'll put on the text on the piece we're doing. So big sonata by Beethoven, the Appassionata in F minor, Opus 57. I actually played this for my audition for music college way back in the day, in like 2007. The first movement. I worked with my teacher a lot. And then I also played it a few years later for like a major program. But that was like 10, 15 years ago. So I played a lot other Beethoven sonatas. I've done big analysis videos on the Pathetic, on the channel Pathetic, and Opus 111 in C minor, and one more that the Moonlight Sonata, of course. And also one of the easier one, G major Opus 49, number 2. But basically, I haven't done videos on this because it's pretty similar to done those videos. They tell, Beethoven shows what he is about in those works as well. The Appassionata is just one work where it's, really grand work. A lot of contrast between pianissimo and fortissimo. So let's play a little. It's starting very soft, and this something is lurking, like really spooky almost. Very unsure where we are. It's pretty much F minor, but then somewhere new. really like schizophrenic music, Beethoven at its best, when if you kind of like that. Really like theatrical when you can play this. I'm gonna keep going here, get this kind of theme statement now in fortissimo. The outburst just comes really quickly and goes quickly in this. And then pretend like nothing happened here. Some kind of new material goes somewhere. This repeated note. It was a long time since I played it. I can't play it, but like the music is so ingrained in me from having played it a lot. So the lovely second theme, lyrical, so a nice contrast again. But yeah, just this. I think 3-2-1 is good here, because then you have a pattern of the beat as well. Three on every beat. Here the rhythm is a bit tricky because it's very pointy, the 16th notes, and it would kind of feel nicer to play it on just quarter note and eighth notes. But that's just a little bit too like clean and boring, and it needs to be a little bit more pressing with a pointed rhythm, but it makes it harder to play with the octaves. But like this, the whole character of the movement and sonata, it's a lot of tension still, even if it's a very lyrical melody. Piano, subito forte. This scale is very unclear, and now comes another outburst. This is hard to play. And some kind of diminished chords, but like rock and roll at the piano, you get that in Beethoven sometimes. To a close here. And kind of getting back to the whole expression of the beginning, this very far apart and just a solo octave. Yeah, as you can tell, it's getting a little bit to the difficult side to play here when I haven't prepared. I'm thinking maybe for future streams I might do like select some and prepare them a little bit more. But I'm just trying some different things here. Really lovely work. And a big first movement. Maybe there's like one moment which is very cool, but I don't. It was a long time here. Yeah, maybe we'll play from the middle here, where you get the lyrical theme in the middle. It develops a bit here, I think. Diminished outburst again. Really lovely chord progression here. I remember learning these chords and just. Yeah, also this place, it's like really uneven if you look at it rhythmically. And I had a thought of doing it more like a romantic cadenza, like Rachmaninoff, to make it more of one gesture. And I'm not sure if I still stand by that thought. It was just about doing it like this. So like you don't hear this. It's a little bit weird. It's just an idea. I saw your message there, Isaac. I did get your email, and I wrote in the description of this video that I think it would be a cool idea to play original compositions if people want me to try them and can send me, and I can do several of them in a separate stream. So I did get your email. Thanks for mailing. I'm going to jump to the second movement here. Oh, that was right. Because it just happened that I played this second movement at a funeral in December, as they had wished for some piano pieces, because an old person had loved Beethoven and classical music. So they wished for the second movement. Really nice movement to play, because it's like starts in this darkness. It's a variation, and then you get some variation higher and higher up, and yeah, so this one wasn't that long ago, so I should be able to play this a little bit better, and so I'm just gonna play a bit here. The idea of the music is very simple chords. It's just D flat major, just 1 4 1, and then 5 to 1. And he just uses these very simple elements, but then when he puts it in a variation form, it gets more and more elaborate, and really good composition. Okay, I'm doing this like without the repeats. Actually, gonna change how we're at to. Second part of the theme. Now comes the first variation. syncopated bass. And I'm going on. The second variation comes higher up. More and more life. Some kind of climax there, but it keeps going for one more round. And back to the main melody. And then, when I played at a funeral, I ended here on a D flat, if it's a contained movement, but he writes a transition to the third movement and outburst. Not gonna do the third movement here, but just lovely music. Really tricky for the left hand sometimes to get it really clear. But yeah. Yeah, piano is getting starting to get a bit out of tune. Just reading up on chat here, so I need to book the tuner soon again, I guess. You can write titles in the chat for requests. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna get through, but we'll start to. I think I'm gonna move on to. I have planned like 2 more requests already. And the next one is from a Patreon that joined my Patreon a week ago. It's been a little bit on the low key for a couple of years since the channel has been kind of on half time for a couple of years. But I have a plan to kind of return to being more active on the Patreon. So you can check out my Patreon page if you wanna. It's still not like, it's not launched as a big thing or anything. There's not really much you get extra on Patreon more than supporting the channel in general. But there's a Patreon that requested Ravel Jeux, so I'm gonna go to that one. Yeah, have a few. I got a few scores. Yeah, and I'm gonna change the text. Ravel Jeux do something like that, I think. Oh, got a Patreon. I enjoyed my monthly updates. Yes, that's one thing you get on Patreon. I write like kind of report on a monthly basis, 1 or 2 months at a time of laying out what I'm doing and doing like some projects on the channel and some projects outside the channel, trying to be a pianist in different ways, many different ways. But anyway, so Ravel Jeux means like games of water games, or like fountains. So I have like a story with this piece. Before I got into music school at like 18, after school and everything, we had this group of young pianists that were like ambitious and pretty advanced, and with one teacher, and he kind of put together a group of us in Gothenburg. And one of the other students in that group, who's a great pianist to this day, she's called Anna. She played this piece, so it was like, it wasn't a piece for me because she already played it. There was another pianist that played it. And then kind of a year or two later, I played the Ondine Ravel. So it's pretty similar, like you play all these nice water textures of splashing notes. And Ondine is like the heavier, little bit heavier. And I've done an analysis on that, but I haven't ever actually played this. I know it very well because I heard it, and Ravel is developing these super nice textures of playing. So this is a little bit difficult, but I looked at the first bars before the stream, so we can just look at it, how he finds this lovely texture. So something like this. Yeah, it's a little bit not thankful to read, but just such lovely chords. E major 7, so E major and the D flat is major 7, and just arpeggio in this register is on the piano. You can do like can use these kind of chords, but if you do this register, it will sound like pianistically nice in a special way. And Ravel, he does it with the intellectual finesse that only he does. So E major 7, no, to some kind of A major 7. So the major 7, very nostalgic feeling all around. Then it gets more and more chromatic basically throughout the piece. The line here. Some kind of augmented, unstable. Here is it. Another augmented, like these. In the right hand you have this augmented triad, provides instability. But you also have some different kind of harmonic setup in the left hand, so like you get this polytonal feeling. It's just too much to play. But I think in the end here, yeah, this is the whole tone scale, of course. Like also very unstable. This would be a fun piece to play, but I would need to practice. I can't really do it here, I think, today more. I don't know. Or, yeah, like hands crossing. Yeah, big, okay, open 4th and 5th in the right hand, and then maybe you'll see me try out and try this as if I would practice it. Maybe for a little while we can do that. Okay, we have open 5th in the left hand too, but different 5th. So it's a C sharp and a G. Okay. It's 3 times the same. Yeah, this bass. Now it's like a burst of water splashing in the air here. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. A little bit of Ravel reading. I'm gonna put up the cue. Yeah, so if you have pieces that are easy to read, they might have a good chance. So this is like it's not the cue, but it's the request that I have gathered before the stream, and I'm thinking we'll choose from this. Actually, I had also thought I'm gonna move on to the second Ravel piece because it's something I could play. It's the piano concerto. So Ravel's piano concerto in G major. Yeah, second movement. And I also had I think it was a patron who requested it at some point several years ago. I don't know if it's the same, but I couldn't really do it because it's a piano concerto. And okay, we got the requester in the chat. Lovely. You're practicing it. You might play it better than me then, because I just looked at this before the stream. But it starts with a piano solo, the second movement, and Ravel just finds these really long lines that he also does very well. Like even Bolero, the big symphonic work, is kind of the same mindset of one melody line that continues, and it's new things all the time, but it's also coherent, and it's really cool how it goes on for a really long time. Here it's the same idea but in a different context. It's like a slow and very like serene and reflective movement, and just beautiful sounds. And as usually in Impressionist, hard to say exactly if it's what kind of functional harmony it is, because they kind of leave that side. Rare to have a full cadence, more like sounds floating in rough description of Impressionism. Can't jump left hand. Well, it's really slow. I'm saying something like this. So like it's in 6 almost, and ambiguous if it's in 2 or 3. Like that's the point. Very calm. repetitive. Should be pianissimo here though. This last bit feels a bit like return of the theme in some way. D sharp, sorry. And here it looks like the orchestra comes in soon. Lines here, but just a little bit of chromatic aching and hard to say. Also, I don't think I'm playing it very well now. Like, I can play the notes, but you need to get the music more inside of you, like, so you know where it goes. I don't really know where I'm going, so I try to look at the phrase lines or crescendo markings, but it's a long way to go before you can really shape it the way it sounds really nice. But yeah, sometimes you have these major seventh chords. That's like old trick. Here in the top line now, this A major with the G sharp aching here. Going to the F sharp minor 7, 9. So these bars feels tonal. Then it's there's not many accidentals actually. If you look at the page, it's like he only uses the diatonic notes. It's quite impressive, but it's not stable, staying in one place. It's alive. Did you have any specific questions about this music? I'm not sure how much can answer. I actually saw a question just when I asked about pedaling. I think I pedal more than once a bar here. I think you need to do like it's maybe on quarter notes or when the left hand changes, because the left hand has a bass, every 3 eighth notes. So let's see. Okay, this bar I can have full, but when they get 16th notes, I lift up the pedal, so it's too much. So I lift after melody comes to a rest. Okay, maybe I can do 2 quarter notes here. Like the answer is, it depends a lot on how the chord move. If you have many notes next to each other, you need to change more pedal basically. And it's not like it's too unpredictable, the music, to say more. I think right now how you would do. Yeah. I think let's move on. Let's bring up the this list of notes, and you'll tell me in the chat what do you want to hear and have a look at. Because I had a few more ideas, but let's open it up now. Yeah, exactly. As it's not clear that the melody should have a direction either. It's very much in the character of yeah, exactly. Aimlessly wandering. Perfectly put there. Okay, we got the Chopin Nocturne vote. I have seen that request. The 2 nocturnes in Opus 32. And as I say here on the list, that the second one in A flat major. Or whatever. It was some years ago. I have done an analysis on that. So I'm thinking I don't need to do that one on these streams. But the other one in B major, I haven't done, and that one is another one I have played, so I could play it. Yeah, B major. Okay, so now we basically got 2 votes on the B major nocturne, so I might do that one. So the Poulenc, unfortunately, I couldn't find score for that one because it's not copyright free. It's still, it wasn't. On IMSLP, it was a mark of the EU copyright problem, so I couldn't have it. I did find the Ives though. If the Ives requester is here, I could put it up because that was kind of a fun one too. But let's do the Chopin Nocturne in B major. I don't think I prepared it here, so I need to do that really quickly here. So in general, I find this nocturne very nice melody, but a little bit repetitive. I think this is the one in B major. He's got 3 nocturnes in B major. The Opus 9 number 3, which is that's chromatic. And then a really big one in the last opus that he published is Opus 62. I've done both of them on the channel, but not the third one in between is in Opus 32. Okay, I need to concentrate here for a minute. Chopin Nocturnes 32. Yeah, and we'll do... For Chopin, I like Schirmer edition on the on IMSLP. It kind of looks clean, and I use it for the videos a lot. Here we go. Yes, this one. So really lovely melody. Hang on. There we go. Still a bit new. There we go. Was there a... Hang on. Stream should be working still, I think. You maybe... Is there something happening here? What's going on here? Okay, there we go. Now it should be... Yeah, some little bit of uncertainty in the stream, but it looks all right on my end here now. I just need to have the tabs in the right order. But let's play some Chopin. Messy trill there. Kind of interesting, this just going towards a complete break. And I'm gonna attach my pedal again so I can pedal turn. I'm sorry guys. Here's the pedal turn, and now the music continues. Okay, I want to do that again, but I think I will. Well, that place will come again, so I will get to do it again. Now the theme comes for the second time. It's just a very light and breezy, life is good type of theme. And it gets double time second time. Here I think is a new section entering now. Yeah, the first time it's and now kind of a middle section or some episode. We reach the F sharp major, the dominant. Minor relative of the dominant, D sharp minor. Some outburst tension. Like really, it's kind of funny when it's so happy to start with and then you get this. Suddenly it grips you, you know, on the minor. Like all the nocturnes have that element, I think, at some point. Find this pedal point of a D sharp in the bass. And this is the stretto ending and to the cadence. But moving on, some extended flourish. And then kind of tying back to this section again. Yeah, this was what I wanted to play again, I think. Typical Chopin, all these little turns and left hand arpeggios, nocturne style. And this again. Somewhere around here, I kind of feel that, okay, it's not coming so much new material in this one. We hear the previous section a couple of more times, which is why this is not a personal favorite of mine. I mean, it's still very nice, but I had it in my gig binder for background music, classical background music. It works perfectly for that one. Except when we get to the end. We'll get to the end because that's a really interesting part. time. Okay, we were already at the end actually. It wasn't that, didn't feel that much repetition this time actually, but it's like, it's still 3 times. Okay, the ending of this one, let me just say, yeah, Chopin is a magician, that's agreed, that one. Chromatic harmonies, absolutely. Good for reading nocturnes, although like some of them are like too hard to read, I think, but some of them are manageable, so it's a little bit like that. Now the ending here is like really something completely new material, a big cadenza that's really fun in its own and really weird way to end a piece. I will show show this if you don't know it. Like some unsure timpanist playing the 7th in the bass, and then yeah, I'm not playing really the right rhythm notes, but it's so dramatic, and in this edition it says to end on a major, but I think I've only heard it end in minor. I think it's the only nocturne that starts in major and end in minor. There's a lot of them that starts in minor and end in major. So you do this Neapolitan, no, the, what's the cadence? I forgot it now. Picardy cadence, the Picardy third from a minor. But this is like opposite, completely dramatic. Or, I don't know, have you seen this end in major? I don't recognize, but I'm sure now when I see this edition. I don't think I've ever heard it like that. Yeah, exactly. The other one in B major, Opus 9, number 3, is like impossible. You have polyrhythms of 5 against 3 and 7 all the time, and just really big stretch for the left hand. But anyway, now, since we're on the subject of Chopin melodies in B major, maybe I can play some of. I'm practicing the 3rd sonata, and it's like, it feels like there's a special Chopin thing about writing a lyrical melody in B major. So we get this second subject. It's the second time in the recapitulation. I'm still in the process of memorizing, like, which key is it. The first time it's in D major in the exposition, then it's in B major. Like, you can find some different hand logistics, but like a little bit of similar type of expression, I think, as in this. Like, it fits the hand so well. Hard to end playing this. Okay, we can end there. I think we'll move on from this one, but that was fun to play. Always fun to play Chopin nocturnes. Oh, so Rubinstein plays the ending in major, you say? I have to listen to that. So I probably have listened mostly to Idil Beret, some CD, but it's like a type of thing you can probably find pianists playing it differently, because it's probably different editions that Chopin wrote. Like, especially in the end of his life, I realized this when I did some videos and did some research and read up on in the prefaces about when he published it and everything. Apparently he sent out his autograph to 3 different publishers, one in France, one in Germany, and one in England. And that's why for a lot of pieces, it's hard to say because they differ slightly in the original sources, like what they printed as first edition. So they might be Chopin himself who wrote different versions in different editions for that reason. Sometimes there are very notes that you're not sure about what it should be in the Chopin edition. Okay, so we've got a request of Rachmaninoff's Liebeslied transcription. That one is super hard, and I will not attempt to play it today, unfortunately. It was like I worked so hard on that and still felt like I couldn't really pull it off. A little bit above my pay grade, that because it's so dense of things, but really nice feeling sometimes when I kind of started to get a little bit of hold of it. I didn't do a recording ever of that, but I have a video on it, so you can. I have collected all my thoughts in that video. Okay, that's a big video. Okay, Rachmaninoff Sonata. Maybe we'll get to Rachmaninoff Sonata. But let me see. I had another idea. I'm gonna go to this because I have prepared music. So let's do it like this. We stay on the Nocturne track, and there was a request for Clara Schumann Nocturne, and that's pretty fun because I haven't done anything by Clara Schumann on the channel. So, Musical Soirees is apparently Opus 6 by Clara Schumann, and we get here we have a nocturne. This would be fun, I think, because it should be okay to read. Opus 6 number 2. Anyone here knows about Clara Schumann? Yeah, so this is Soirée Musicale is the collection, and there are some other pieces in there, but number 2 is a nocturne, I think. I have, like, it's pretty popular for people to play, women composers these days in general. So I'm not sure if I've heard it, but maybe. I think she also has some romances for like violin, I think, that I played and heard a lot. But piano solo, not so much. Clara Schumann was the wife of Robert Schumann. She was a big pianist in the day, touring Europe and playing concerts as a really superstar for a pianist. Like rival to Liszt, they were friends. I think they knew about each other, and like they're in the same class. So she really did a lot for the piano music at the time. Robert Schumann had his mental problems, staying home, composing and writing for music papers. And then she was also very good friends with Brahms, who came a few years later. But let's check out the music. So I have played some songs by her a couple of years ago, and also these, I think it's romances. And they are unfortunately a little bit uncomfortable because she was such a good pianist. She wrote like Liszt could do sometimes, really difficult. And especially like it's very wide for the hands. But so like, yeah, just this F major, like it's not that comfortable. I immediately sense like, should you go over with a 2? Yeah, okay, let's do that. So I haven't really heard this. Maybe I think I put it on a minute or something, but I don't remember. What's Andante here? So. Yeah, I'm kind of butchering the rhythm sometimes, but it's pretty nice music. Yeah, very dramatic, maybe too dramatic as I'm playing it. But there was some sforzato in there. I'm not sure about Andante on a 6/8. Let's try again from this line. A little bit slower, maybe. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it helps a lot if you actually read it in 6/8, which is 2 beats in a bar. That shouldn't be 3 beats in a bar. But like this music, it can be really tricky because, yeah, the way the pattern is feels like it's 3 in 3. 1, 2, 3. But actually, if you just like, I look too much at the music, so I got confused. But if you just look at 6/8, it's 1, 2, 1, 2. So obviously it's about this offsetting these 2 ways, so it's not clearly on the beat. 1, 2. Now it makes sense. Sense. Really nice, like chromatic mediant type of shift from a diminished to this G flat major. And getting a resolution here. I'm gonna keep going. This was fun to play, I think, when I understood the rhythm. That's a polyrhythm. No, it's 6 against 3, but a bit weird. Okay, here comes the polyrhythm. I don't know how many that was. Okay, this one you have to practice, but it's kind of an operatic type of cadenza. Something new. Yeah, what even is this? Something like that. And some other variation. Very much of this like Italian opera type of writing, like Rossini had this, and Chopin was also influenced by this super legato lines and ornaments of a line like that. And they the composers do it slightly differently, and sometimes in Clara Schumann it can feel a bit uncomfortable, but it also sounds very lovely. Let's bring up this again. I'm not gonna play more. It gets more and more difficult here. Let's bring up this again and say if you have something here. Is it? There is an idea of Rachmaninoff Sonata. I can bring it up here, but you can write if you see something you like, and we'll yeah. And while you do that, I'm looking up Rachmaninoff here, if I don't hear anything else. It's kind of like I have a big bookshelf next to the piano with a lot of music. Like I have all the music in physical scores because I grew up at a time before we had iPads. But in order to show it on the stream, I need to get it in the digital way. So that's why it takes some time. Okay, we got a few here. The Ligeti. Yes, unfortunately, I couldn't find scores on that one because it's not it's not on IMSLP. Yeah, if you have the score, you can email me on the email to Sonata Secrets, which you can find on the YouTube channel page. Or if you have a link somewhere, you can put it in the chat. Okay, I think we get... oh, it's two versions of the second sonata. Is it the first or second version? Let's start with the first version. Or is it... yes, Ives I could find on IMSLP. So we can look at Ives. I'm just gonna quickly check this Rachmaninoff. Yeah, like I have this piano sonata, but so okay, I got both versions here, but which one should you play? I remember looking into it sometime, and I can't remember. First one is harder, right? That rings a bell that I have looked it up. So okay, let's do the second version then. Yeah, he trimmed it down maybe a little bit for the second version. But maybe we're gonna go second movement because it wasn't as hard. Yeah, it's such a lovely... hang on. There we go. Now, Sonata number 2, second version. So, okay. I saw a Ligeti link. You will check that after this one. Yeah, like I looked into this, has been on my radar for a long time. Thought about maybe should I play it, but I'm not I'm not convinced of doing it. It's so much work, and so I decided to learn Chopin's third sonata this year instead, or like last year, end of last year. Maybe sometime in the future, but yeah, I know about this piece. Really big, like 20 minutes or so, I think, but it's coherent, like the Liszt sonata, several movements kind of within it, but also one big movement. So the integrated long form, really like really high achievement as a piano composition, I think. Almost fake this like very easily. Hang on now. But really powerful music here. Can I see? Yeah, I can. Okay. Like you can just just play these chords. It's way too heavy to read this, but we're gonna jump to the second movement that I remember. I think we talked about. Okay, so here maybe is it like scales falling down? I have some memory of it coming. Or yeah, what even is the second movement here? Because they might be. I thought they were like integrated. This is something. What is this? Yeah, this sounds like the second movement. Small. Okay, right. Yeah, the intro and now comes second movement. Right, now I recognized it. Yeah, it's such beautiful lines. This again, the major seventh. There's a kind of sequence going down with a G in the bass with a F sharp major 7, and then he moves down with these sevenths. So next one you have F sharp and E in the top, and then something else. And here he gets A and 7, and he fills up with this amazing. Yeah, but yeah, that's something I should prepare, and I could talk about it more than it's a little bit too much to read, I think, all this, but really amazing work for those who learn it properly. Ligeti, was there a link? And yeah, let's continue here. Do some little bit of Russian, and I think that's will be the last part of the stream. Can only read so much hard music before you're tired. But there was some Scriabin I will get to also. But Ligeti, did you? Let's see. Did you email me? I'll check my email quickly to see. Okay. Okay, I had, now I see I got the link to the Ravel Piano Concerto, but I found that one on my own. I already done. Here we have an original composition. I will check it out. And the scam merchandise proposal. Or did you have a link in the chat? Or I did see something about a link, but I don't remember. I should have like a producer who can kind of cue this stuff in the live stream. That would be the ideal. Link is above. Okay, I will scroll up and look closer. Maybe maybe this is, I need to like have the setting for all chat. Maybe I only had like top chat, that kind of thing. Okay, now I see a little bit more messages actually. That's probably why it didn't. I still can't find it. Maybe they're like sorting out, not allowing links. Might be another issue I hadn't thought about. Can you send the link to my email, which is, yeah. I think it might be like you typed it, but then like YouTube didn't allow it. That's my guess why we. Yeah, you can, if you go to my YouTube channel, you can get the link. I don't want to write it because it can get saved for spams, but I can say it. It's sonatasecretspod@gmail.com. But I'm gonna jumping to Scriabin because there was a request for a prelude, I think, by Scriabin, and but maybe I didn't have it here. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up here, and we'll have a look at this one again for the time. Okay, I think I learned from this stream that I will prepare a little bit more and be ready with the scores and stuff for next time. But yeah, it was the Scriabin Prelude in G minor. I think I had request. Opus 30 is 27. Yes, this one I have here now. So okay, so let's look at this like really slowly, and you can I kind of try to decipher what the music is, because this one I don't know at all, but I just listened really quickly a week ago or something, and it sounded like typical Scriabin. So I can do this slowly. think that was almost right, but not quite. This is right. Like, it's always suspensions, and when it comes to resolve, it's like already moved on to another chord. So I have this lingering suspensions. It's really cool, and I love this type of music. I played a lot, but it's also difficult. It's very wide here. There's some, how do you even play? Okay, you can, the second bar basically. Yeah, I just need to be outside of the keys. I can reach a 10th. This one too. Okay, interesting way to spell out the B7 chord with a B flat. I hate to read flat, seriously. Maybe melody return. Sequence going on here, also very dense to read this one. Patetico means very emotional, like the sonata pathétique is the same, is some kind of old Greek word for emotions, I think. Tchaikovsky got a patetico symphony also. It does not mean pathetic, or I don't know, I'm not sure about, maybe there's a connection between those words, but there's very different meaning. It's like heavy and expressive. Let me check the... Maybe I've got a link to an to Ligeti. Yes, okay. Let's jump to the Ligeti. This was also a little bit too hard, fortunately. Or like I could play it, but it feels like it doesn't give as much. It would be better, I think, if I looked through a couple of hours, a couple of pieces, and I could know a little bit around it. I think that's a better way to do it in the future. I think I will do it like that. And now I need to get the PDF and use my other score reading app here. But it should be fine. Thank you so much for the link to the Ligeti then. Okay. Here. Okay, so number 7 was it, right? Well, basically, this is modern music. I know about this, and I think he does kind of several movements where he starts with just one note. So the first is just an A. I haven't played this, but I think I've heard it. And some kind of technique here. Depress keys without sounding, yeah. So like that can be. I can't really press it down without sounding on this piano because it's very tightly adjusted mechanic. Okay, and then pedal. I don't know if that does anything, but then you get some kind of. Yeah, it's another A. This is kind of fun exercise. And different articulation you can practice on. Syncopation. Oh, that was. Have this saying that like for in order to find real creativity you need to set limits on yourself. You can't just start with a white canvas. It's too much possibilities, but if you set some kind of limit you can find really creative ways. So this is the extreme version of that, where you use, I'm going to use only an A, and then I'm going to use all the different articulation and rhythms and stuff. And then I think the second one, it uses 2 notes and it kind of goes on like this. And I think that is it that, oh sorry, forgot to change this again. Isn't it this one that they also have in this movie with Tom Cruise, Eyes Wide Shut? Like he gets a gig at a very suspicious club and he has to play blindfolded. And then I think he plays this one. So it's kind of good because you only need to play 2 notes. Hang on, what the hell is this sharps on? Is it on F and E? So it should be maybe like that. It's not a key. It's just a modern stuff. And then it's pianissimo. Oh, it's. It's kind of back where we started with the Appassionata. But even more weird. And yeah, let's jump to number 7. Because I think 7 was some lyrical. Was it really number 7 that you wanted to hear? Let me check the. Yeah, I have noted number 7. Okay, so what? I have no idea what this is. So what does it say here? Una corda, second pedal, con moto, giusto, with movement, like energy. Pianissimo, sempre molto leggero, very lightly, quasi senza pedal, almost without pedal. So a lot of instructions here. Okay. Okay, and then it just simile al fine, the same until the end. So okay, this is, we're looping this one. Very soft pianissimo. I think this fingering looks good. I play with a 3 here. Okay, so whilst you're once you know it, it's fine. Very close to the keys, I think, is a trick to play very softly, even if it's staccato. But it's not very natural for the left hand. Okay, and then there's something. What's going on the right hand? Okay, so this marking probably means. Oh, I have. This one is probably one group of that. Is how I'm interpreting it. And it's like 7. Yeah. Okay, then there's like some slow. And is it in a different tempo? Yeah, there's some markings here. I'm assuming it's like your markings who sent me the score. Good question here. Should you give up on the markings and play what's nice? Well, it's like both. You try to play and see what sounds good, and sometimes I think quite often I kind of return to the markings when I know it a little bit better, and you can kind of understand much more. But like the first step is more to just realize what notes it is and what movements and stuff. I'm not sure if how I could play this. Like you're gonna go in a different tempo with the right hand over this vamp. Okay, 88. I don't know what's 88. Maybe quicker. It should be quite quick, this one, I think. It makes it much harder. And then... This is so messing with my mind. Like, it's only Ligeti he's not kind of known for that, writing different tempo at the same time. I looked at some etude, I think, and it's like several things. I kind of find it not very musical, or I don't see really the point of it. Or like if you were two musicians, it would I can buy that as a piece of doing some things and getting nice sounds, but it's like very tough for the pianist to play this. That's my thinking about this. I'm still not sure if I'm doing the right tempo. Let me check on my metronome. Okay, that good commentary. You say it ends up sounding lyrical. So maybe that's some good aim. Yeah, like it's nothing wrong with that. Like a simple, nice melody, but 88. Yeah, really fast there. Like when I just see it, it doesn't. When it's that tempo, I would kind of expect you to write like 16th notes, so an extra beam. It would make more sense if it was written like this, I think. Oh no. Then it would feel okay. This is quick notes. But okay, it's something you need to get this in the muscle memory, and it's pretty okay because it's only one thing and it repeats. So it will come. I've done it for 2 minutes or something, and it's coming. But still, I would need to do it for a couple of days and sleep between, and you will get something like that. Let me do it a little bit slower. Yeah, no, I'm giving up here. I'm sure it sounds lyrical and nice when if you get to it. If you find this type of thing as a fun exercise or challenge, go for it. But okay, here we get thirds. Yeah, but it's very confusing to play two tempo at one time, and it goes on, and then okay, it gonna goes up an octave. But like it's the whole work, the Musica Ricercata, I don't know how you pronounce it, Ricercata, Ricercata. It's I think I get the point of it. Like he's expanding ideas with writing new techniques for piano. So it's interesting in that regard. For sure, it deserves its place as a modern standard repertoire, I think. I think I'm approaching an end to this stream here. Is there something I could play a little bit that I could play a little bit more? Let me think for a while, because so many of these pieces were pretty difficult, and but is there something a little bit easier, maybe, as a final piece? Yeah, so I'm gonna wait with the Ives. I'm not gonna play the Ives. Brahms should come. Yeah, a little bit of Mendelssohn. I had a thought, I didn't remember, but yeah, there was a Mendelssohn request, and these Lieder ohne Worte, songs without words, are really nice. And there was a slow one, which I looked up, Opus 85, number 4, which is pretty well known, and I haven't played. But I think this is a perfect way to end, actually. Songs without words, Opus 85. Sorry, that's different webcam. One moment. There we go. So, a little bit of nice, calm Mendelssohn to end the Thursday streams. Where's my pedal? Let's go. I'm actually going to do that again. Because it's a very nice melody. nice piece, right? Hey, yeah, we got the Mendelssohn requester in the chat. Great that you caught it. Really lovely piece. Also, a lot of much more going on than you like think at first hearing. Like, but you can see in the score so many middle voices you need to get, like going between the 16th notes, going between the hands, but very well written. And this one thing that's typical Mendelssohn. Yeah, this. This one. It somehow suddenly just feels so typical Mendelssohn. So the bar before. So it goes from this chorus minor to a major G with a double suspension, which happens to be like A resolving to G and F sharp resolving to the E, which is like the 6th to G major. So it's like G major or E minor, a little bit ambiguous, which is what makes it so poignant, I think. Like it's not that would be less interesting. I mean, and then continues with the progression. Yeah. Happy birthday tune maybe is in there too. I didn't think about that, but probably. I think that's it for today. I'm doing these live streams on Thursdays for a couple of weeks. We'll see about next week. Maybe if I have my Chopin Sonata ready. I'm not quite decided yet if it's ready or not in next week. We'll see in the weekend. Maybe it will be later, but maybe I'll go for it. And then I will be away 1 week at a ski vacation with my family. My dad has a big birthday. We're going away for a week. But like in general, I'm trying out these things, and I think I learn now like there's different ways of playing piano and talking in a live stream, and maybe reading, it feels like it's very heavy to read. Not looked at it before, so maybe I should look before, or yeah. But let me know in the comments or in the chat. I will also look at the chat to kind of save a request list for the future, so we'll be there. And yeah, thanks everyone for being here, and have a good night and great weekend, and bye bye.